Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Washington Redskins franchise that we're doing here on Madden 2001. Here we are 4-0 so far, and we are looking good. So let's take a look at our opponents here that we're going to be facing off here in this episode. We got the Buccaneers, who are 1-3 this season, and then we have the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's take a look of who they have faced off so far. We're going to take a look at the rosters and then the players of the week. You guys know all the spiel, and then we're going to get right into our two games. So first, we're going to take a look here at the Buccaneers here, who started off the season 0-2, losing first by the Patriots by 10, and then the Bears by 4, 28-24, and then finally getting a win against the Lions 17-7, and then losing against the Jets 17-7. So now they got us. So let's take a look here at the Eagles, and they started off 2-0 before losing their matchup against the Packers in a very tight one here, as they lost 28-23, but then they bounced back, completely destroying the Saints 37-0 here. They got to take on the Falcons next, but we have them in week 6. So let's take a look here at the rosters. So starting off with the Bucs here, who was a team that has went to the NFC Championship game before here, before they ended up winning the Super Bowl in real life 2 seasons later. They lost to the greatest show on turf, of course. This was the NFC Championship literally last season. So yeah, it was a great defensive matchup here, but they just didn't have the quarterback. They had Sean King here. And let's take a look. I'm not even at the actual roster here, because Warren Sapp is just that good. But yeah, they're still with Sean King. So they don't have Brad Johnson yet. We still have Brad Johnson. Yeah, but they got Sean King pretty high up, 85 overall, 68 speed, and then it looks like they picked up Joe Hamilton here as a rookie. And if you guys don't know, Joe Hamilton is in Arena Football Road to Glory, which we play a lot here in this channel. He's a 73 speed and he's 7'4 overall, so really good as a rushing quarterback here. Of course, we would have known 1 season later the greatest rushing quarterback of all time, Michael Vick. But in the meantime, we had these guys and Randall Cunningham previously, and then of course Fran Tarkenton or whatever. But looking at this team here, not really too crazy on offense. They got Warwick Dunn still. Mike Allstott has a 96 overall. They have Keyshawn Johnson. They have Jacquez Green. I forgot because Joey Galloway isn't on the squad yet. But yeah, Rydell Anthony. Like, they don't have the greatest wide receiving core, but pretty solid at that though. But Keyshawn Johnson is going to be the #1 guy. Dave Moore. Yeah, they don't really have too much going crazy, but they do have a solid line. Really solid line here. Frank Militant is probably the weakest of them. Defensive, you already know. Ahanitu, Jones, Warren Sapp, Brad Culpepper. Still a really good squad here. And look at Booger McFarland, only in his 2nd season. Whew. Looking young, looking sharp. Got Shelton Quarles. And this isn't even really the main, like, this really isn't the main squad here from the 2002 squad, so they even got better. Derek Brooks, though. Donnie Abraham, as you guys probably know from the Jets franchise, Donnie Abraham was a dog, and he's a dog here. Rondé Barber, Brian Kelly, Floyd Young. Just a bunch of young guys here. Damian Robinson, John Lynch, a young John Lynch. Well, a younger John Lynch. He's already been in the league for 7 years since, but still. Dexter Jackson as well, before he got sent to I believe the Cardinals. And then a young Martin Grammatico, only 1 year in. Wow, what a team here. But we better be wary here. This defensive front is really going to give us trouble. And taking a look at the Eagles here, an absolute stalwart team. But John Runyon, he's out for 7 weeks here with apparent injury. One pancake here. Troy Vincent is on this squad. A young Brian Dawkins. Hugh Douglas, Deuce Staley at an 88 overall. Donovan McNabb, a young Donovan McNabb, got picked up in the 99 draft. Doug Peterson, a man whose statue is outside of the arena at Lincoln Financial, and not for the reason you would think. As a quarterback, no, but as a great coach for that squad, the Eagles squad, who won the Super Bowl back in 2017. And congratulations for them winning the Super Bowl this season as well in 2024. But as a Giants fan, that took a lot for me to not throw up. But let's continue on. Stanley Pitchett, pretty good. Wide receiver core, Charles Johnson. Wow, I don't even remember half of these guys. I know Todd Pinkston, but man, this is a crazy core. But Charles Johnson is their best wide receiver. Torrance Small. Wow, I don't even remember none of these guys. Nah Brown. I know Todd Pinkston. That's it. That's crazy. Jeff Thomason is their tight end. They have a weak tight end squad. The line looks okay. Brzezinski. But once again, they are missing John Runyon, and I guess Oliver Ross is gonna be the replacement here. Maybe Pelele will be the replacement. They do like to go by overall in the depth chart. Looking at this defense here, Hugh Douglas. That's a name I remember. They have a young Corey Simon. Pretty solid defensive core. Jeremiah Trotter, of course. Looking here, of course, Troy Vincent. I do remember Troy Vincent. Al Harris. I feel like I do remember this guy. I don't know. But Brian Dawkins, of course. That's Weapon X. More than David Akers and Sean Landetta. Yeah, I remember those guys. But yeah, this is a tough Eagles squad here. So let's just get started. Let's get right into it. But first, we got to do the stats. Players of the week for weeks 3 and 4. Drew Bledsoe, another. Did he get player of the week before? I don't even know, but a great week from him. 3 touchdowns from him, and then Ray Buchanan, 3 INTs in 1 game. Wow, what a squad they got over there in Atlanta. And then here, week 4 player of the week, Marshall Faulk, part of that greatest show on turf, and this is prime greatest show on turf. Right after the Super Bowl, he gets 165 yards with 2 touchdowns, and then of course one of the best receiver and running backs of all time. He's gonna get a receiving touchdown as well, and then Edwards here with an interception return for a touchdown here for week 4. So that's our players of the week. And then finally the stats here, the standings. The Redskins 4-0, Packers 4-0, Ravens 4-0 here in the NFL. Looking at the AFC, the Ravens, of course, the only team in the conference that are undefeated due to that stifling defense and the balance of a good offense here. It looks like Trent Dilfer is really doing a great job this season. The Raiders also doing a great job. The Browns, the Tim Couch era has begun, and it looks good. 3-1. The Patriots 3-1. Colts, Titans, Bengals are all 2-1. 2-2 teams look like the Jets, the Chargers, the Seahawks, and then the 1-2 teams, the Bills and the Steelers. The Broncos, though, 1-3. Dolphins 1-3. Chiefs 1-3, and the Jaguars sitting here at a lowly 0-4. And this was a squad who were still kicking even after the '96 season with Jimmy Smith and Mark Brunell. So wow, and even with Fred Taylor, that is really crazy to not see them up here. Here in the NFC, we got the Redskins, us, and the Packers. 4-0, of course. Brett Favre. I don't even think they have Amon Green yet. They got Dorsey Levens out there. They still got Donald. Do they have Donald Driver? I believe they have Donald Driver. Yeah. And what a squad, man. The Eagles 3-1. We got to take them on in week 6. Rams 3-1. Falcons 3-1. The only 2-1 team is the Minnesota Vikings. Lions, Cowboys 2-2. Cardinals 1-2, Panthers 1-2, Buccaneers 1-3, Giants and Bears 1-3, 49ers still winless with one of the greatest receiving cores of all time. And then the Saints still winless as well here in the NFC. That is crazy. Now looking at the stats for passing here, look at Brad Johnson, a 144 rating with 984 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 2 INTs. And with a 74% completion percentage, can you blame him here? He's looking like an MVP so far here. But look at Chris Chandler. This guy is going crazy. 7 touchdowns, 1 pick. And then Brett Favre again. 9 touchdowns and only 1 pick. And this is a guy who would throw picks for fun. This is a crazy squad. Of course, Kurt Warner has to be our passing yards leader at 1,074. No, he's not. He's actually one behind Drew Bledsoe, who is absolutely slinging it. 1,238 yards. Troy Brown must be going crazy. Damien Heward surprisingly up here as well. Going for rushing here, Deuce Staley is our yards leader here. Right behind him is Curtis Martin, our friend. And then we have Fred Taylor, Marshall Faulk, Tyrone Weekly, and then Jamal Anderson right behind each other. Looks like Marshall Faulk is our rushing touchdowns leader. He is a goal line merchant, but not as much as a lot of these guys here, especially in this era. If we're talking about like goal line merchants. Receiving end, of course, Terry Glenn, 38 receptions, 572 yards, and he basically has almost the triple crown so far. 572 yards with the most by a lot here. Curtis Conway right behind him. Derek Mays, Isaac Bruce, Rocket Ishmael. He torched us, of course. And then our touchdowns leader is Keenan McCardell, 261 yards and 5 touchdowns. Tackles leader so far, Mark Fields. Tackles for loss leader, Darrell Russell, 8 sacks as well. Oh my goodness. Interceptions leader is Ray Buchanan and Sean Springs. We want to get up there as well. Leading in deflections is Sean Springs as well. Forced fumbles is a massive tie for second. A massive tie with 2. And then got Derek Reese with fumble recoveries. Any blocks? Eric Brown has a block, and then we got two safeties so far from Jay Bellamy and Alonzo Spellman. All right, so no more talking here. Let's get right into it. We are hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here for Week 5. All right, guys, here we are back at it again here in Washington. Here to take on the Buccaneers. They have one of the best defenses basically in the league here. Of course, they don't even have all of their guys from the 2002 Super Bowl team yet, but they still have a great plethora of guys like Warren Sapp, John Lynch, and Derek Brooks, all going to be coming after Brad Johnson's neck tonight. So we got to get ready to have those quick throws and maybe even give it to Steven Davis a couple times. So let's get right into it. So the Bucs are going to receive the kickoff here. We are here in 2nd and 8 here with Sean King in the I formation. He's going to give this one right to work. Dunn here on the right-hand side. Smith can't catch him, but he does get collected up by the rest of the group here. And a couple plays later, it ends up 1st and 10 here. King throws this one high to Green, and then our Darrell Green can't catch him. He's going to be in the end zone for a quick touchdown to start off the drive. Nasty work there by Sean King, getting a nice little floater right to Green for the touchdown. So here we go. We try our deep ball here, but he gets intercepted immediately by John Lynch, immediately putting himself into the picture of this game and making himself an X factor. And we will have to come with the hard reality of this defense being a defense that we haven't played with, but so will they here as LeVar Arrington forces the fumble. Smith picks it up, and we go turnover for turnover here in this first quarter. So 2nd and 10 here near midfield here with the I formation, giving this one to Davis, but Derek Brooks says, "Where are you going, boy?" It's going to be a 3rd down and 5. Pressure here from Brad Johnson. Great pocket presence from him. And Albert Cano just can't hold it there. Derek Brooks shakes it up. And Albert Cano was saying, "My bad," but when you got to go against Derek Brooks down the middle, you're gonna have to expect something like that there. Fair catch here, but it's gonna be down at the 2-yard line. A great punt there from our punter Tommy Bernhardt, who got his longest punt here of his season, of his career. Nice little stop there by Carrier, giving Dunn only a yard. 2nd down and 9 here. They do toss the rock here, but it gets batted down by Bruce Smith, as we had a little bit of technical difficulties with the emulator. You know, the emulator struggling with these old type games here, as Mike Allstott just runs right down the middle, gets about 40 yards on that play, landing at the 38-yard line. A great play there from Mike Allstott. And basically he just said, "Don't forget about me" here, as he got a nice key block here for Warrick Dunn, getting the 1st down there near midfield. And all of a sudden, this 99-yard drive looks possible here as Moore drops the ball there on that 1st down. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 here for Allstott. Allstott just trucking people, getting that 1st down. Another great run now, already with 47 yards on the day. We're going to give it to Abim Abdullah, I believe that's his name, Abi Abdullah. And he gets a great run, running it all the way inside the red zone. And just like that, in like 5 rushing plays, they take this one nearly 80 yards. Or should I say nearly 90 here. They are inside the 20. And Abdullah, once again, with another run play, makes it a 2nd down and 6 with that 4-yard gain. King having all day in the pocket. He has his pick of the litter. Going to find Green again. Keeps his feet down for a big 1st down, but they end up getting stopped there at the goal line. So they would have to kick a field goal, and now it is 10-0 here. So we have to get ourselves right here as Reed drops the ball there on a 2nd down. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 7 here for Johnson. Johnson looking down the middle, finds Michael Westbrook, and he gets the big 1st down, as we are getting him more and more involved in this offense here as a rightful wide receiver 1 And Johnson feeling the pressure there, but Larry Centers coming for the rescue with that nice one-handed grab with his left hand. Great job there by Larry Centers, one of the greatest receiving fullbacks here, and he will always get my praise as long as he's on my team here, as Davis only gets a 1-yard gain. Of course, this line is going to be absolutely stingy here. And almost another pick for John Lynch there, almost falling right in his lap. But luckily, he dropped it there. 3rd down and 9 here. And, oh, my goodness, number 24 absolutely diving for that ball. And it will force us to punt the ball here. And Mike Allstott just making quick, light work of us here with already a half a century on the board in the first quarter here. And as I whiff with carrier Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson's going to get this grab and take it all the way to the end zone for 17 unanswered points. Sean King's longest pass there, 73 yards. So now here we go, 1st and 10. Johnson looking for somebody, finds Reed down the middle of the field, and we get past midfield with that play, our longest passing play of the day. Now in a 2-minute warning, Johnson trying to find somebody, but he gets absolutely swarmed there, and White ends up with the sack. 2nd down and 17. Johnson finds Reed this time, and now we're looking at field goal range, kind of. Not really. 3rd down and 3. Johnson throws this one down on the right side, looking for Andre Reed, and we can't get it. So we will have to punt the ball here. 3rd down and 10. A floater right to Keyshawn Johnson, but he fumbles it. And it looks like Primetime got a hand right in there and forced the fumble. A great job there by the Primetime Deion Sanders. And maybe we could just get right back into this one here. Johnson looking off to his right, throws it, and it will get picked off by John Lynch once again. 2 INTs here for Brad Johnson. And now our defense will have to get back out there before halftime. So here's King, gives this one, a quick one to Green, and all of a sudden he's off to the races at the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown, and now there's 24 unanswered on the board. Just like that in one half. A bad start to this game here. Johnson still trying to fling it, gives it to Irvin Fryer, but he's not that fast. Going down the field, but John Lynch catches up with the old man, but he gets a big 1st down. Great job there by Irvin Fryer making an appearance. 1st down and 10 here. We're going to try to go with the run here, giving it to Stephen Davis, passing that yellow line and crossing John Lynch before finally getting tackled by him. A big 1st down, and we call a timeout. That puts us in prime real estate to get some sort of points on the board here, as we are down by a lot, 24-0 here. As Larry Sanders gets this grab, takes it inside the 5-yard line. Another clutch grab there by Larry Sanders. Coach Dungy not liking it, but we are loving it so far, depending on like what's going on today. I mean, it's been terrible with the turnovers. Alexander gets a grab here. We don't call a timeout. 9 seconds left here. I'm thinking that I got a nice chance to run this football here. We give it to Davis, and then he takes it in for a 1-yard touchdown to get us on the board finally. Even though the score is 24-7, it's some sort of life here as we get the ball here in the second half. But man, our undefeated streak in jeopardy here. Prime time, can you make something shake for us? Can you bring us something? And he says, don't worry, player, I got you. Takes this one on the left hash all the way down the field for a kick return for a touchdown. What was it, 94 yards? 94 yards all the way back. And the old man showing there's a reason why you guys still call him Prime Time now. We are now only down by 10, but can our defense get something going here? And Bruce Smith says yes. A nice stop there to bring Allstott behind the line for about 2 yards. 2nd down and 13 here. Done. Can't get anything either. It's going to be 3rd down and 13. High snap for King, but he has all day in the pocket. Looking, throws, and Sanders gets in front of it. A great stop there, and now we get the ball here with a lot of time here in the 3rd, but can we take advantage of it? Here comes Stephen Davis, getting a nice run, getting the 1st down and more. Spin move, trying to move off to the right hash, but he finally ended up tackled, but he gets a big 1st down there, about 20 yards on that play. We give it again to Davis, gets about 3 on that play. 2nd down and 6 here with an undefeated season on the line. Davis absolutely gets railed there by the middle linebacker. Now 3rd and 3. Here comes Johnson under pressure, and here comes Warren Sapp. Big 99 coming your way, and there's nothing to stop it. On a big third down, we would have to punt this one, and Warrick Dunn would make us pay as he gets another great run there. I believe it was inches. And 2nd down and 1, but they give it to Big Mike Allstott, and he just runs right down the middle. Another great run to give him about a 20-plus yard gain. As you can see with the yards per carry, 11.8. He is having no problem with our defensive front. Speed up to 2nd down and 7 here past midfield. They give it to Warrick Dunn again off the I believe the toss play there, but our safeties were there. Sam Shade with the big tackle. 3rd down and 10 here. Sean King looking. Throws a quick one to Anthony. Anthony gets a nice angle. A big 1st down. This Buccaneers offense is having no trouble against us here. 1st down and 10 here. They give it to Abi Abdullah again. But Bruce Smith again with another tackle for loss. Feels like he can do everything but sack in this game, man. And it's pretty sad because I really want him to get 10 sacks. And he has nothing so far. As Bruce Smith again just shoots right down the middle and stops Abdullah in his tracks. 3rd down 11 here in the start of the 4th quarter. Abdullah once again no go with that run play. So they're going to give it to Martin Gramatica. And he's going to absolutely nuke it right down in the middle. And now it's going to be 27-14. We need something here. Davis, nothing on that run, about a yard gain. 2nd down and 8 here. Pump fakes. Johnson throws this one to Westbrook and finally getting that one over Donnie Abraham, one of the legends of our Jets franchise, but he is shutting down Westbrook today. I haven't seen him open all day. Pressure again. Larry Centers can't hold on to it. His first drop, I believe, of the series so far. So very, very confusing here. 3rd down and 10. Johnson looking, but number 72 was right there to get the sack with number 99, Warren Sapp. That is a Hanitu, and he will get that big sack to force us to punt the ball here. And here comes King, giving it to Moore, who just got this right through the referee. And that's when I kind of knew that this game was kind of over after that one. 1st down and 10. Allstott going to run us down, going to run that clock down. A nice juke move. Did a nice double juke here, and he has over 75 rushing yards as a fullback. That is disgusting work there. King trying to get something going, but he gets stopped by LeVar Arrington, but he does get a yard. So it wasn't a tackle for loss here. And Warrick Dunn trying to punish us here, gets a nice little gain as they just try to steadily run down this clock and give us our first loss. And that 1st down would do it. Dion with the tackle, but Warrick Dunn just having a day with us, along with Abdullah and Mike Allstott here today. Tony Dungy's crew, what a good squad that was. And our first loss of the series here. 149 yards, 2 interceptions. I'm so used to Brad Johnson being actually good, but 2 interceptions here. Sean King had a day with us, only 8 completions, but he got them all for 3 touchdowns here. Andre Reed with 35 yards. Larry Centers had the most yards. And it was just a tough week. You know, it was bound to happen one of these games, one of these tough opponents, one of the better teams in the league, right? We can't just be in la-la land all the time. We gotta sharpen up here, especially with our defense. A lot of missed plays and a lot of misuse of plays on my part. So we just gotta do better here. Buccaneers came out to play. They got a great win on the road. And I'm still not mad here. We're about 5-1 and can't get too mad about a loss. It was bound to happen. So let's just move on to our next game here in Veterans Stadium, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, one of the best teams in the NFC. The old Veterans Stadium, man. This game is super old, man. Oh my goodness. I can't even remember Veterans Stadium. I didn't even know Lincoln Financial Field wasn't even built yet. I believe it was built in in 2002, 2003? This is incredible. But we're playing at the historic Veterans Stadium here in Philadelphia, taking on the Eagles. Charles Johnson. What a squad they have. A great receiving core with a young Donovan McNabb. I can't even say that. Ugh. But can't wait to see them. They don't have Freddie Mitchell. I mean, they actually do have Freddie Mitchell because Deuce Staley is out. So Freddie Mitchell is going to be replacing him. So here comes McNabb starting it off here, and he's going to find, I believe, Torrance Small. Getting that grab there for a 1st down. And our defense still struggling after these past couple weeks here. McNabb having time in the pocket, finding his tight end Lewis, going inside the 40. And a big grab there to get the first down. And already with a big gain from 2 plays already. They're looking to lurk into the red zone, but not so fast there. Barber has to get his 3rd sack of the season. Great job from him here. 2nd down and 17. McNabb looking, finds an open Torrance Small here. He's going to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. After breaking 2 tackles and double coverage, finds him open under. And that's a big touchdown there from Donovan McNabb. We almost throw an INT right to number 54 here. I don't know why Brian Dawkins is celebrating, but here comes Davis. And Stephen Davis gets about 5 yards there over the leaping, falling lineman. So it's going to be 3rd down and 4 here. We throw this one to Larry Centers, and he gets the first down there. Bobby Taylor gets hurt on the play. And now is a fresh set of downs here for us. Johnson gets absolutely obliterated there by number 90, Corey Simon. His rookie year as he gets his 3rd sack of the year. Johnson looking, throws it into double coverage, but Albert Cano does not care. Gets the grab in the first down. What a play and what a leaping catch over 2 defenders there. Stephen Davis getting us a nice little grab. A nice little run there for 2 yards. 2nd down and 8. Pump fakes. Johnson still looking for Alexander. He gets popped there by the safety as he drops the ball here. 3rd down and 8. Johnson getting absolutely pressured. Throws it, and he is absolutely covered. I believe that was Michael Westbrook there. Couldn't get open there. We get a nice punt inside the 2-yard line. Martin trying to get a nice run, but gets nothing there by Jones. Great job there. And now it's 3rd down. They're going to go with another run. Martin gets absolutely stopped there this time by LeVar Arrington. So we go here with the punt. Sean Landetta punting this one as deep as he can. Gets it to the midfield. Here comes Deion Sanders with a lot of open room. Takes this inside the 30, inside the 20. Now in the red zone, and a great return there on one of our best returners, Deion Sanders. Even at the age of 33, still being a top 5 returner here. But Davis loses the ball 5 yards away from where he was at. He loses the ball before the end of the first quarter. And now we have to go back on defense. And as you can tell, LeVar Arrington doesn't want to be out there. Just slammed Martin on the ground, as he can't even believe what just happened here in this first quarter. A fumble there by one of our best rushers, if not one of the best rushers in the league, Stephen Davis. But another tackle for loss there from LeVar Arrington here. McNabb having time, finds a Charles Johnson wide open. Keeps his feet in, gets the first down there for Big 81. McNabb dropping back, and now finding Torrance Small open for a one-handed catch and a first down. Let me tell you, these Madden 01 catch animations, man, they're ridiculous here. As Bruce Smith finally gets a sack, it is a miracle. It took us, 4 episodes, but we finally got him to get a sack here. No, it took us 3 episodes, thank goodness. Here in week 6? So now McNabb just trying to cover ground here on his 3rd down. Freddie Mitchell gets those yards back, but they will have to punt this ball away. Not enough for field goal range. A little bit too short for a punt here, as Davis just finds a wide open lane to get those first downs as he's approaching 400 yards this season. Johnson looking back, having all day, and finds Stephen Davis with the reception. Breaks one tackle, trying to get inside the 30. He does. At about the 27-yard line, and we got a fresh set of downs off of that big pass. First down and 10 here. Johnson looking back, waiting, throws this one to Connell, and Albert Connell has got the grab. It makes it a 2nd and manageable. At the 2-minute warning here, and Adrian Murrow can't get anything. Big Douglas in that interior, making a stop here. 3rd down and 2. Johnson under pressure finds Andre Reed, and let me tell you, these old heads are really holding it down here. But now 2nd and 10 at the 11-yard line. Let's see if we can give it to one of our younger guys like Al Connell, who gets a big grab and another touchdown on his sheet here. I believe that's like his 5th or 6th touchdown this season. He is really being that number 2 that we need here to Westbrook, and sometimes being the only number 1 receiver we have on our squad. Big touchdown for him, and it ties the ball game up at 7. So now 2nd down and 8 here for McNabb. Now with the 2-minute warning, gets popped off the helmet of one of the receivers there, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Here comes McNabb, dropping back here, looking, finds Lewis, but he falls on the ground here. And now we call a timeout to see if we can get a nice little 1-minute drill off. Here comes Johnson, looking, throws it down the middle, tries to find Andre Reed again. It's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10 here for Johnson near midfield. Johnson not having time, throws this one to Connell again, but he can't hold on. He can't even get to it. Incomplete now, and now it's 3rd down and 10. As you can see, Andy Reid plotting up something. 3rd down and 10 here. Johnson throws it to Davis again. Another 3rd down saving catch there. Another drive saving catch there from Stephen Davis, being our specialist receiver. Johnson throws this one down the middle, and this gets caught by Steven Alexander, who called a timeout here with just 9 seconds left. A risky play here. If we don't get in, this could be a stop for the Eagles, but Brad Johnson sneaks it in for a touchdown. He wants to twerk into the end zone, so let him. Get him in there, boy. Great touchdown there. Just gets pushed by the center, Raymer, and then a nice little twerky. Can't go wrong with that, and we take the lead here going into halftime. And with the ball here in the 2nd half, we can really open this one up here and start them opening up this one here in this game. We got Alcano with a big grab in the 1st down here, with Andy Reid writhing in pain on the sidelines. 2nd down and 4 here. We give this one to Davis, and he gets, I believe he gets stopped just short of that 1st down. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 here. Johnson gives it to Davis, and Douglas is right there to stop that one in his tracks. We don't want to risk it. We're going to go with the punt. So here comes Barnhart. Can he give us another great punt here? Inside the 5-yard line, and it stops right in his tracks. A crazy Madden 01 ball physics here in this game. We got them at the 1-inch line. McNabb finds his way out with Small. A nice grab there for about 4 or 5 yards. 2nd down and 4 here. McNabb dropping back, throws it right to Lewis, and he falls down again for a grab. His receivers are grabbing everything right there. 10 for 12. He has Lewis grabs another one, and now he's running down the middle of the field and gets another 1st down. A great grab there by the tight end. Lewis really operating the drive here. As you can tell, he has 75 yards so far. McNabb getting pressured. Harrison with his sack, with his 1st sack as well. We go with a no huddle here. 2nd down and 16. Mitchell can't get anything there. Bailey with the tackle here. 3rd down and 15. McNabb dropping back, looking, throws this one down the middle and finds Martin in between defenders. Threads the needle. A big grab and a 1st down. And you can tell now North Turner is a little bit upset about that one. We had it in our hands to stop them here. And now Freddie Mitchell again with another grab and a 1st down. Let me tell you something. This quarterback logic is insane, man. As soon as they think they're about to get sacked, they throw dots. Just like that one, Small into the end zone. I believe he fell just short. He fell just short of the end zone here, but they get the ball here at the 1-inch line. Speed up to 2nd and goal here, and Mitchell runs it in for a touchdown to tie the ball game up here at 14. 3rd quarter here. At the end of the 3rd quarter, we throw a strike right to Alexander, but he drops it as he was just going down for the tackle. We give it to Davis on a 2nd down, and he grabs about 8 yards on that play. Once again, inching closer and closer to 400 yards here. As the end of the 3rd quarter, the score is tied up at 14. Davis with a nice run here and injures Mike Mamula. So I believe he was out for a couple weeks there. But Alexander gets the grab and a big 1st down, and we are so lucky so far in this season that we haven't had any long-lasting injuries. So big ups to whoever is in the training room keeping these guys alive. 2nd down and 6. As you can see, a mild concussion for 4 weeks. That's disgusting. That's crazy. 2nd down and 6. Johnson, clean pocket, throws this one to Alcano, and he gets a grab. An over pursuit by Moore, and we take it into the end zone for a big touchdown. Now with just 5 minutes to go, can McNabb concoct something? Throws this one deep to Johnson in a crazy angle. What a catch there by Charles Johnson. And with perfect user skills on my part, I just get a bad animation. And now it's 2nd down and 10 here past midfield. Freddie Mitchell getting a grab, breaking tackles, and now taking this one inside the 25-yard line just outside of the red zone. McNabb under pressure. Throws this one to Mitchell, a backwards pass, but it gets collected up by Barber for a big TFL. Now 3rd down and 16. Can McNabb get something out of nothing? He will. Small grabs it, touchdown, and now it's tied again. Torrance Small, 138 yards, competing with Alcano for the most yards today. He has 138 and a score as we go with our lead rusher. Steven Davis hasn't been doing too much, but he's had some great runs. And on a 2nd and 5, we let it fly to Westbrook, and he gets the big grab off the post route. Inside the 20, the 10, the 5. He will not get caught. A big touchdown once again, and now we're up again, 28-21. Another great touchdown there. But did we give Donovan McNabb and this receiving core too much time? And the answer might be yes, as Charles Johnson gets a grab, breaks a tackle from Dion, takes it inside the 30, the 20, the 10, and another great long-range touchdown here from Donovan McNabb and his receiving core. What? The floodgates are open here in this second half, especially here in this 3rd quarter. Now tied up at 28. As you can see, I'm not getting the animations I would love to get as Dion whiffs on the tackle, and there was 5 yards and a cloud of dust between him and Shade. Great job there by Charles Johnson getting the grab and taking it all the way to the end zone. Here comes Steven Davis, breaking tackles, taking this inside the 30, tried to spin there, and he would have had nothing but green if he just broke that tackle. Here, we're just trying to take it to the 2-minute warning here from Davis. Just trying to take some time off the clock and trying to get into the end zone possibly. Or even just enough to get a field goal here as the score is deadlocked here at 28. $1:40 left in this one. Johnson giving this one to Adrian Murrow. He gets about 4 yards on that one. 2nd down and 6 this time. Johnson dropping back to pass. Throws it to Larry Centers. He dives and gets the grab. I believe that was a 1st down on that catch. No, it was not. It was a 3rd and inches, though. And Adrian Murrow will pick up the lost inches of yardage there. Gets the 1st down. We call our first timeout. Johnson dropping back to pass here. Looking, has a clean pocket. Throws it to Alcano again. Another great grab and another 1st down. And now putting us into the red zone here with just under 40 seconds. 35 seconds on the clock. We took a timeout. Johnson under pressure, throws it high. It is caught by none other than Michael Westbrook for the touchdown. But is that even enough? 3 timeouts here for the Philadelphia Eagles. 27 ticks left on the clock. Under 30 seconds to go. McNabb throws this one to Small, and he gets a grab there. And all I'm asking is for my defense to do a little bit of something here as they call a timeout. McNabb. All I'm asking, Stubblefield throws it, and it will be incomplete. Stubblefield with the almost sack there. McNabb threw it. McNabb looking, throws it. Bruce Smith was almost there, but somehow with 2 defenders again. So now with 12 ticks on the clock, all I'm asking for is just a not score. McNabb pump fakes, throws. I get the wrong animation again. Charles Johnson ties the game with just 6 seconds left. A rifle right to Charles Johnson. We can't even get a tackle animation from Carrier. A big touchdown here, and now it is tied here at 35. We got 1 second left here. We just heave it downfield to Alcano, and we just feed him some yards on that one. And now we will go into overtime. Unbelievable episode so far. Not trying to go 0-2 this episode. The score tied up at 35. We end up winning the toss here, so we get to receive. So luckily, we have a chance to try to get down the field and try to win this game. So we give it to Davis here. Nice little formidable, about 3-4 yard gain. Just trying to keep him honest here. Johnson throws this one to Davis. He gets a grab there, but nothing doing on yardage. So it's 3rd down and 4 here. Looking for Alexander. He looks like he has it, but no. Number 21 basically risks it all. He has a slow time getting up, but he breaks up that one, and we are forced to punt this ball away. So here we go. We get the interception on the very first play from defense. Here comes Deion Sanders, and he will end the game with an interception return for a touchdown. What an ending to this one. Deion Sanders ends the game, and we will get out of here with a win. We go 5-1 on the season. What a game that was. And as you can see, Donovan McNabb almost having 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was cooking us out there on that field. 376 yards, 4 touchdowns for Brad Johnson, 66% completion percentage. And you wonder why. He's basically number 1 for MVP here. Al Connell, 8 receptions, 186 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Michael Westbrook also with 2 touchdowns on the day. 2 tackles for loss and 8 tackles for LeVar Arrington. Bruce Smith finally getting a sack. Barber getting a sack alongside with Harrison. And Deion Sanders with the INT return for touchdown at the age of 33. What a game this was from our Redskins here. That was crazy. But we end up on the season 5-1. Thank you guys so much for watching here. An exciting 2 games, and we end up with a big win here to keep the wins going here. Once again, 5-1, just trying to keep up with those Packers, man. They're a tough team. We got a lot more tough games to go, including a game with the Ravens next episode. Hopefully you are here to be up and ready for that one. If you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.